Welcome to another episode of Made to Play. Today we're going to be looking at Ronin because I have a new guest host, and his name is Chris.
Woohoo!
So, welcome.
Thank you.
Why don't you tell us what it is about this game, what you know and how you're attached to it and what's important about it to you?
Yeah, sure. So when you first asked me if I wanted to do this, or when you first started talking about wanting to do this, ultimately it's kind of just the first thing that came to my mind that I thought would be a good game to do this in this sort of format. I think it's kind of a undiscovered gem that not very many people have played, for one thing, and then ultimately I think it's just something you'll enjoy. It has a lot of cool elements that I know are of interest to you. It's kind of stealthy, it's got a cool story and kind of style about it, and it's puzzle based kind of platforming in one half, but then it's also this hybrid of an action game and a turn-based game, which is probably the most unique thing about it, and why I thought it would be cool for a Make You Place episode.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump in, and you can
Okay.
talk about what's going on.
Yeah.
You can give me hints if you think I need them, or you can just enjoy me figuring the game out
Yeah.
as you go, or as
I'm
I go.
already I'm already kind of curious to see how this very first thing is gonna come up, and I'm kind of curious to see how you tackle this without spoiling anything. But
Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
Perfect then. I've been playing games without reading the books since NES, so go for it.
Sounds good.
Okay. So the space bar doesn't do what I expected. Oh, that's cool. That jump.
You'll be getting real used to that. That's the core, maybe the core mechanic of this game. So it's curious, and my first question I was wondering is if you were going to play this with a controller or mouse and keyboard. And it looks like you went mouse and keyboard, which I think is definitely the right choice, but most people seem to go for the controller initially, just because of the kind of look and feel of it all. But the precision of the mouse and those arcs that you're determining for your jumps is really going to be the reason why the mouse and keyboard is the way to go in this game.
Yeah. If I had been doing this even a month ago, I
Mm-hmm.
probably would have grabbed the keyboard. Or,
Yeah.
sorry, the controller.
What
Because
changed that?
I've been playing at a desk lately
Oh, okay.
instead of from my recliner because I've been working from home, so I ended up setting up a desk in my living room. Normally, my computer it's home entertainment and gaming,
Mm-hmm.
uh, so I had a lap desk and I played in my recliner. But now I own a gaming chair and I sit at a desk, and that has completely changed the way I approach how I expect to use controls in games.
Well, I'm kind of unpredictable in my gaming. I like both for different things. I definitely probably err more on the keyboard and mouse side of things, but when I'm playing with a controller, it's usually 2D side-scrolling things, and so I tried both with this, and the takeaway I came away with is that the mouse and keyboard is the way to go in this game.
Yeah,
So
I,
you might,
I feel like I wouldn't want to use a controller for this.
yeah, that's the thing. It just doesn't have the precision, and you're going to quickly see that that's really necessary.
Huh. Alright. I can only stun you so many times. So that icon appears, and I don't know what button it's trying to prompt me
So
to
I'm
use.
immediately seeing there's something that seems kind of weird going on. So do you see that sword icon way up there?
Yeah, is
Yeah.
that supposed to be down here?
It is. So I don't know
Okay.
if there's something with your resolution that's going on, but that is like a contextual menu that pops up.
Yeah, I
And
thought maybe.
when
So,
that happens, the game is switching into a turn-based mode.
okay. So what we're doing now is restarting the game because sometimes what happens is when I start recording, I have to
Mm-hmm.
click outside the game.
Mm.
And
So
that
some sort of
sometimes,
resolution setting got screwed up or something.
yeah, or whatever, right? So it exits the game with these older games. They don't like it when I do that.
Gotcha.
And so we're going to just have to catch back up quickly to where I was.
No worries. You didn't get very far.
Yeah.
But that was the first opportunity to see that that had happened, so at least we didn't find out too far along.
Oh, uh-oh. Um, it's right here.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's still
Uh,
off.
okay. So that is unexpected. Let's do some of this. And if we don't have to, I don't want to start um, over
Yeah,
because,
it's kind of the idea of the show.
yeah. Um, so I'm resizing the video because going down to a lower resolution, resized in
Mm-hmm.
the app I use to record. And so I'm going to be playing. I'm going to scoot up a little bit. I'm playing in a smaller window now, which I guess
Nice.
you can see.
I can, but
Yeah.
your show probably won't.
Yeah, they don't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's
I
see
can
if that.
see all that trash on your desktop.
Yeah. So there we go.
Ah, there you go. That looks way better.
Yep, fixed it. And if I decide to play more of this game, I'll have to figure that out because I don't want to play this in windowed mode.
Yeah, totally understandable. Let's see if I can cheat this bigger on my screen so I can see better.
There we go.
So yeah, another thing I really like about this game is the sort of Kill Bill like vibe of the. I don't know. I mean, it's got a very light story, but it does a lot with a little as far as the storytelling is concerned. It
Oof.
evokes a really strong sense of, you know, you're this contract killer and this is my hit list, and it's really cool.
Okay, so I want to have a plan rather than just hitting play.
Oh
Okay.
yes, it is very much a turn-based game, so you can run around in real time, and then as soon as the action starts, you can stop and think, and you will have to. That's where it becomes more of a puzzle game than anything.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, that's ultimately what I love about it. I wish more games played around with this sort of hybrid of turn-based and real time. I think it's just so cool. It's also worth pointing out that there was one other game I was kind of toying with making you play before this, which ultimately was the inspiration for this game, which is a game called Gunpoint. And I don't know, maybe in the future sometime. But I kind of ultimately thought I'd start with this one because it's a more bite-sized chunk. Like Gunpoint's a little longer, meatier game, and this one, you know, this one's short and sweet, perfect for this kind of a format.
Well, I think I own Gunpoint.
Oh, it's so good. The guy that designed that, his name's Tom Francis, and it was his first ever game design. He didn't even know how to program games before he made that, and he's turned into like one of my favorite indie game designers. He has so many clever concepts. I just got done playing his follow-up to that, which is called Heat Signature, another one I think you would probably dig.
Okay.
The nice thing about Gunpoint is it has a lot of humor in it too. Isn't that just great feeling how you can just like narrowly dodge bullets like an action movie.
Yeah. So this
Plotting
is...
those arcs.
Maybe I made a mistake coming in like a hero through the window.
You're not in a too bad a situation just yet.
Can I go from there up? There we go. That's nice. Alright.
Hey, you just accomplished your first hit.
To the motorcycle, huh? Well, if my motorcycle's over here, why was I coming from the other end? Now I'm out of the game. It doesn't even make sense anymore.
Mission accomplished.
Well, there weren't any civilians this time, but
Yeah, so they definitely are going to layer in more mechanics as you go along, and you'll see here there's also this kind of very light RPG-like progression where you get to gain new skills to add to your assassin repertoire.
yeah. So do I already have this one? Is that why it's light? And these are my choices?
Hover your cursor over it again. Oh yeah, that's by default.
Okay.
And then you can start with any of those 3 purple ones and proceed along the paths based off the bars.
Okay. Go for the showmanship one.
You can't really lose with throwing a katana, right?
Yeah. Okay. Whoops. I'm clicking outside the window because it's in a window instead of full screen.
Yeah, that's a bummer, but at least that way you can see the contextual menus in the right place.
Yeah. I want to be able to break through the glass from... Ugh. How about I ask you, is that possible grappling
Yep,
here and
you
swinging?
had the right idea.
Okay.
You just missed it by a fraction of an inch.
Oh, not enough of a swing that time. I could also do that. Oh, didn't quite.
Luckily, the guards aren't too smart just yet in the early stages of the game.
Yeah, takes them 10 seconds to call in. Oh. Alright, well. The lockdown end the mission since I didn't kill that guy?
Yes, it will.
Okay.
Oh, I guess it doesn't. It's just a failure of the side objective, since that wasn't the main objective of the mission. With the civilian noticing you.
Oh.
But if
No.
a guard had done that, it would have ended the mission.
Well, I'm in trouble now. Because I have a guard up there who knows I'm here.
Yeah, I was gonna suggest that you might want to reload your checkpoint after that civilian noticed you, and now you get to do that. This is one of those games where I just think it's almost silly that the design makes some of those objectives optional, because I feel like it's just so much better of a game if you go for those side objectives, like not killing any civilians and stuff like that.
Yeah. This is a different.
Oh, it didn't take you all the way back.
Yeah.
You got just far enough that you got to the next checkpoint.
Yeah.
I thought you were in that building one to the left, but you're right. Well, there you go. You don't have to go back.
Yeah.
I will say this isn't the most replayable game, but it is fun to go back and, try and get challenges that you missed and stuff like that. I've played all the way through this game twice, I think, and messed around with it a fair bit more than that, just because it's kind of fun and chill. I really enjoy the ambiance of it too. So, do you see that little red flash around you?
Yeah.
That is your limit break, and basically what happens when you hit your limit break, as you link or chain together successful actions and you get those ticks in the bottom left corner, when you get to the fifth one and you achieve your limit break, you basically get to go once for free. Like, it's like an extra initiative round.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is that ability that was on your skill tree that you started with.
Huh?
It took me a while to figure that out when I was first playing it. It was weird because I kind of intuitively understood it as I was playing, but I didn't really realize the mechanical part behind it. So I thought I'd point it out.
Oh, yeah, that's going to keep happening if I don't stay out of those red lines. As a ninja, I prefer to take the elevator.
Isn't the elevator music great?
I didn't even notice it before.
I can't even hear it right now, but I just remember it. It's so fun.
Oops. I want to be standing on the edge, but I guess I'm not going to make that work.
Any initial impression so far? Are you?
Yeah, so it's pretty fun. It is very self-explanatory. It's a pretty good learn as you play game.
It seems like a good one for this type of format.
Yeah.
It's got pretty charming art and music and stuff too.
Oh,
Are you familiar?
May as well have just taken the elevator. Am I familiar with what?
I was gonna say, are you familiar with the Shadow Warrior games?
No.
The guy that developed this, that's what he has worked on primarily. This is like a little solo project he did, but he worked on all the Shadow Warrior 1, 2, and 3. Same publisher as this, Devolver Digital. They're pretty fun. I haven't played them a great deal, but I've played 1 and 2 a little bit. They're pretty violent, gory, ninja action, first-person shooter, RPG kind of hybrid things.
Why is he?
You'd probably like them.
Come on. There we go.
So I don't think I've seen you throw your katana yet. Am I correct?
Yeah. Which most likely just means I've been waiting for a prompt and haven't seen how to do it.
Yeah, so I'm trying to remember. It's been a while since I played this, but I think the the opportunity you get to do that sort of thing is tied to the limit break.
Hmm.
So as you play a little bit more,
Right
you're
here.
gonna get, yeah, you're gonna get used to kind of structuring your action sequence so that you can hit those kind of milestones when you want to. It's funny. It's really easy game to kind of learn as you go, but it's surprisingly deep as far as the gameplay for a simple little 2D side scroller.
Yeah, I wonder. Well, so, um, how long would you say this game is played front to back if you mess up very little?
If you mess up very little, so say you were like a really skilled player of it and you
Yeah.
just wanted to play through the whole thing, you could probably play through the whole game in like 4 hours or something.
Okay.
It's not super long. I want to say it's I think it's 5 chapters, and each chapter is 3 missions, and you just did 2.
Okay.
Obviously, they get exponentially harder as you go, or maybe not exponentially is the word I'm looking for, but progressively harder as you go.
Yeah.
I probably haven't played it in 2 years or something like that at least, so it's not super fresh on my mind as far as the length is concerned, but I certainly didn't beat it that fast, like at least not my first time, not even close. I took my time with it and tried to get every little side thing, and there's a learning curve, and I wasn't immediately really good at it or anything, so it took me a while to get the hang of it. The second time, though, I was definitely much faster.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily the type of person that picks up video games like exceptionally fast or anything.
Oh, that guy sees me. That's not good.
Problem averted. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Oh, you got your limit break just in the right time now.
Well, I guess I'm just gonna go underneath him.
Sometimes that's the best you can do. Love that situation when you reach the apex of your jump and you're just shy of where you want to be, but because you're close enough to the enemy, you can like attack them and then move that extra couple inches. Oh, it's so cool.
I was excited about the fact that it prevented me from getting into the red part on the jump. So the arc, I would have been in the deadly zone.
Yeah, like
It,
it stops at the point where he's in like lethal range.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. I saw I saw the one in the starting level, but I guess
Mm-hmm.
gonna be up against the samurai here.
Yep. Things are about to get a hell of a lot
Yep.
harder.
Okay, but I can do better than that. Why is my jump arc? Oh, because I'm hanging.
Yep.
Oh, no, that's gonna get me killed.
Oh, you got your
Oh.
limit break at the perfect timing again.
Can I queue up just climbing up the wall?
I mean, you
Hmm.
you have to jump up, I think, because you're in the turn-based mode.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Oh, I
I'm
have to
not.
finish my jump.
So
I
I'm not. The reason I hesitated there, Levi, is I'm not entirely sure that that isn't possible somehow. I feel like that's like one thing that was easier to do with the controller than with the keyboard and mouse. But I just never quite figured out why it is that when you're in turn-based, you can't climb up. I mean, I kind of get it intuitively, but I don't know why I keep saying that word, but it's appropriate. But yeah, it's a little bit of a weird thing. Like we're in the situation where you want to scale a wall rather than jump up a wall or pull yourself up with the grappling hook. When you're in turn-based, it doesn't really quite know how to handle that.
Oh, I thought I was gonna cheat him out of his kill by being where he was going.
Him being the samurai,
Yeah.
yeah, they're pretty vicious with their movement, the way they just shoot across the screen like that. There you go. That was your first katana throw. Fortunately,
Oh.
it was against the samurai.
Yep.
So the trick with the samurai is you just can never attack them from the front. They
Okay.
will always win a challenge from the front. Save you a little pain of figuring that out.
I'm I'm messing with the halfway jump, trying to
Mm-hmm.
see like what I can accomplish by being in the air and then landing.
Mm-hmm.
Just out of curiosity, but it's not.
Yeah, I would advise against that. I feel like you're better off being at a point of contact at the end of your
Yeah.
turn. It gives you more options. I feel vulnerable in this game when I'm in midair. The only time I kind of choose that is when there's only like one guy left and it's a much simpler game at that point, in the room.
Nope. Okay, good.
Yeah, there you go. Uh, that's one I fall back on a lot when I play this game. Is just coming up just shy of them, and you can't attack them, but because you're close enough, you get that extra little lunge range, just like that.
Assassinate. So is that the whole first?
That was the first chapter. Yeah,
Okay.
you're um,
So I
a
have,
fifth of the way through the game.
I do have a bit of an unspoken policy
Mm-hmm.
that I guess I'm about to speak, which is not to play too far into a game for this show.
Mm-hmm.
But we are only at 20, well, you know what? 30 minutes isn't a bad episode. But I have to get back out.
Oh yeah.
They weren't there before. All right.
I guess we spoke too soon. I forgot about this
Yeah.
part. But yeah, I mean, it's your show. I don't know what
Well,
works best.
yeah, the only reason I was even saying that is because we were shy of 30 minutes, but it's going to be a little bit longer, actually, because this is obviously,
Not a cakewalk.
yeah, I don't get to just walk outside. Let's see.
Yeah, and it's gonna get except this is 1/5 of the game from a chapter perspective, but the missions get longer and more complex as you go. So
Yeah, I was curious if I could jump past him. The only way to find out is to try.
yep, one way to find out.
Okay, they do have... Oh, okay. So they were doing a countdown to the alarm while I was waiting to see if they had patterns that they walked in,
Mm-hmm.
and they do not.
Ooh, skinnier teeth on that one.
Yeah. Oh, even from behind. Alright. So it's the fact that I duck that saved me. Didn't that work last time?
You hit him, but you didn't. You just knocked him back.
Right, but it's weird because I wouldn't have thought it would have worked at all because I was expecting what happened this time.
Yeah, I didn't think you were gonna succeed with that when it did work the first time, but
Yeah.
it must have just been something to do with the posture that he was in
Yeah.
at the time that you jumped, like his sword was back, maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
It's pretty unforgiving. Like I said, the general rule of thumb is you just don't win an attack from the front. You might be able to clash swords with them and knock them back, but the only way you can kill them is to strike them in the back.
This is what happened last time, I think. I did not knock that guy down.
Oh, you knocked the guy into him.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then was able to do that.
Yep, there you go.
And then I was able to attack him. Like this.
Exactly. Ooh, and then you just ducked under it. Perfect.
And he's in the air.
So he's gonna have a wasted action, which was I didn't speak up fast enough, but I was gonna say I would go after the gunman.
Because of the wasted.
Yeah, because he was gonna have to waste an action to touch the ground anyway.
I wasn't expecting him to have the chance to touch the ground. Ooh, I went too far that time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm not gonna duck that. I was too far back that time. So there's a lot of difference in just the tiniest change in this first jump.
Yeah, which is why the controller ultimately did not feel right to me in this game, is you just can't control that little, fraction of a millimeter in your arc determination jumps. I mean, maybe theoretically you can, but I find it way too difficult. And that only becomes a way bigger deal as you get further into the game.
Yeah, the red line from the samurai is not as duckable as the red line from a bullet. So that made the difference there.
The slash versus the straight trajectory of a bullet, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, this is perfect. This is the scenario I want. Because then I hit him. Duck a bullet. Come in for a second round.
Uh-oh.
Yep, okay. I couldn't remember what happened next the last time, but I'll remember it this time. If I can get that perfect trajectory again on this first jump.
This is funny, this is something that happens in this game too, because ultimately there's probably an easier way to handle this room, but once you start to get close doing it with one path of thinking, it's hard to abandon that and try something completely different sometimes, because you're like, I was so close, I'm gonna get it, I just have to do this 1 millisecond or millimeter different thing. It's part of why I find this game so addicting.
That's weird that gunman is shooting straight across that way.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter because there's a samurai there waiting to cut me in half, but it's
And maybe
weird.
he's just looking for you.
Maybe.
Yeah, because notice you have your lockdown timer going, so they're actively searching for you.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like, it might be one of those situations where if you just went back to the previous checkpoint, didn't trigger the alarm, then you would be able to, like, handle this in a more methodical way without having everybody jumping around shooting at you.
Yeah, maybe.
Although, it might be an alarm that you couldn't have avoided, though, because it was triggered when you killed the target, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one may not be avoidable, actually.
Ah.
You should try jumping up and then using your grappling hook to swing from the ceiling here and see if you can kick that gunman. That'll be a good option. Ooh, now you got his back to you. Nice.
Oh. Yeah.
There's so many different ways you can go about it. You could really kind of develop your own kind of style of fighting in the game too, which is kind of cool for how simple it seems at first. Especially based off of the skills that you unlock as you progress. Like, some of them are really different than others. Like, I really like the throwing your katana as well, but there's some other ones that I might like even more than that I don't want to spoil.
Oh, this jerk right here ruined my fun.
Oh.
Hmm.
It's kind of hard, right?
Yeah,
I
but
like
it is
that
definitely more puzzle than action.
than you might think initially. It kind of sells itself visually as like a straight-on action game, and it's more of a puzzle game. And I
Yeah.
love puzzle games. Like, just probably why it appeals to me so much.
Well, I wonder if this is the correct course of action right now. What I've been doing.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, it doesn't tell you where you're going to end up in your swing.
It doesn't, but you can figure it out. I was going to say, I would have recommended swinging the other way for that reason, just to avoid those two lines of sight, for sure.
Oh.
Ooh, too bad. The gun is gonna kill you. Oh, interesting. That was a good choice. Yeah.
Oh. I was worried for a second. I thought I was aiming at the wrong place. Now I have to get my sword back.
You do, but I I think you'll have a lot easier time now that you've killed the 2 gunmen and you can kind of dance with these 2.
Yeah. Oh.
You might be okay.
No.
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 That was close.
Yeah, I should have been. I'm those red lines. I'm thinking of in terms of bullets
Yeah.
every time, and I need to get that out of my head during this fight.
Yeah, the samurais are just a completely different nut to crack than the, I don't know, wannabe CIA agent guys.
Yeah. Oh, he had landed. Okay.
There you go.
Oh, I thought for sure he was gonna kill me for being there. Oh.
Oh.
Did he have his limit break? He landed and he killed me. I thought that's messed up. All right.
I don't know if they have limit breaks, but maybe they do. I hadn't thought about that. I think he might have just killed you because he landed on you and he didn't have his back to you. So
Yeah.
you were just in his path. But maybe they have a limit break, I don't know.
I mean, I was being facetious because
Yeah.
it felt like he got 2 moves.
Funny. I was gonna say could have taken one samurai out from the back with that throw, but it's alright. You definitely can do this with the 2 gunmen dead. You just gotta be patient.
Oh. Oh.
You don't want to land, yeah. So something you might want to try here, slow down for a second. So a tactic that is helpful with these guys is if you can get them into a corner and you can use the wall, you can jump behind them and then attack them from behind. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he might stop where I'm at. It's
yeah. If you end your turn in the air there, I think you'll be okay. But you do not want to land on the ground right there.
Well, what I'm saying is that first, when I used to go the other direction, sometimes he would stop where I was when I started the jump.
Yeah,
and sometimes he would go farther. And I
Yeah,
don't know how to predict.
I don't know if you can, which is why if I was in the situation, I would end like right about there, and then kill the guy. There you go. Boom. There you go. Now you just got to be patient. Just don't do anything dumb, and you got this.
Hey now, don't tell me how to live my life. Let's see if I can
lure him out.
Yeah. That's weird.
He lost you in the dark.
I guess, yeah. Oh, you're saying for real because the lights are showing where I'm easier to spot? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Excuse me now.
See, as soon as you popped in the cone of the light there, he immediately found you. Ah, you got him. Oh, you weren't quite behind him enough. Thought that it was going to be close enough.
Yeah, but they always have that
Oh,
one
there
stage
you
of
go.
stun after you
Yeah,
get
no,
him.
totally.
Oh, right. There is movement on the keyboard. I hadn't even touched the keyboard for a while. All right, so this is a cool game, and there is a good
Yeah,
chance that I will continue to play it. Um,
awesome, awesome.
yeah.
I'm glad you're liking it. I thought you would.
So thanks for bringing it. Did you have anything you wanted to promote as we wrap up?
No,
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
Just
All right. You got to start a podcast or something so that you can promote it.
if only I had the time.
Yeah. So I'll do my calls to action then. So like, subscribe, hit the bell if you want to know when I release another episode. These episodes come out every Monday at 2. So if you're watching this one when it came out, it's the end of January. So hello in the future. My my podcast is SCP Real to Real. My website is ffodpod.com. You can support either this show or the podcast at patreon.com/ffodpod. And no matter which show you choose to support there, and there's just two versions of tiers there, one for this show and one for the podcast, you can get an invite to the Discord server where you'd be able to chat with me or any of the co-hosts or any of the people who have recorded episodes of the podcast with me,
Like
assuming they've
me.
accepted, assuming they've accepted the invite. So I appreciate you watching this one. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.
Bye.